The whole planet went out of coverage. Humans disappeared in a single moment, and the only person left in this silent world is this person named Zach. Dear viewer, at 6:12 in the morning, we meet Zach, who wakes up like any ordinary day, trying to call his friend at work, but there was no answer. The camera takes us to see the empty office, and now we return to Zach, who changed his clothes and went out to get in his car to go to work like every day, but first he goes to the gas station and there he gets out to see the station owner. But the station was completely empty and Zach keeps waiting. Then he rings the bell, but to no avail, so he starts calling for the owner, but there was no answer. He enters the owner's room and sees the kettle boiling, the room empty and full of steam, and Zach immediately unplugs the kettle. Then he leaves the room and goes to the station's bathrooms, which were also empty. He starts his car and continues on his way, noticing that the streets are eerily empty of people. He stops by a random house, calls out to the residents and starts knocking on the door, but there is no answer. So Zach breaks the glass, opens the door and enters the house. And there, he sees the ceiling leaking water and the kitchen in a chaotic state, so he cuts off the electricity, then moves to one of the bedrooms and finds it empty. Honestly, my curiosity is killing me here. I want to know what happened to the world. Why did people disappear? And why is Zach the only person left alive in the world? Or is there someone else? Come on, let's uncover the mystery that started from the first minute. Here, Zach continued on his way and suddenly he sees a fuel tanker stopped in the middle of the road. He gets out of his car and approaches the tanker, which was empty and the driver was missing. Zach takes the radio from the tanker and tries to contact any specific party, but no one responds to him and he doesn't know if he's in reality or a nightmare. Dear, are you noticing that Zach is finding things halfway, like the kettle showing the station owner had turned it on but is missing, and the tanker standing in the middle of the road, meaning the driver also disappeared while driving? What could be happening? And now we see Zach walking through the city that was empty of all people. And Zach leaves his car and gets out. And suddenly he sees the place where they make weapons destroyed and turned into a wasteland with remnants of bases or military equipment, so he leaves the place and goes to the office where he works. We know that he works at power stations, so Zach enters the office, which was empty of employees, and Zach starts working on the computer. Then he goes to the manager's office and finds the manager sitting on the chair, and Zach approaches the manager. But the manager was dead in a strange way, like a person whose mobile phone battery is dead and the phone doesn't work unless it needs power. That's exactly how the manager's face looked. So when Zach sees him, he gets scared and leaves him, and the manager falls on the alarm button, causing all the doors of the office to close completely. To get out of this place, Zach goes to the emergency room and ignites an oxygen tank with fire. And he leaves the room and goes to another room to take cover behind the desk. And suddenly the emergency room explodes, so Zach manages to get out of the building and he goes to the radio station where he opens the microphone and says, "My name is Zach Thompson. If anyone hears me, please contact me. My home address is 2 and my number is 396-121. After that, he goes out and writes this information he mentioned on a poster in the middle of the street, and he wrote, "I am the last person alive on Earth." Then he returns home and keeps waiting for someone to contact him because he started getting bored of the loneliness and began breaking most of the stuff. But as the days passed, Zach started changing his home, and then we see him living in luxurious family homes. He begins to go to the markets and take the clothes he likes, those expensive clothes he couldn't afford to buy, and he also eats the things he likes. He goes to the amusement park, and honestly, if I were in his place, I would do the same because I feel it's an enjoyable experience since everything is allowed and free. So write to me if you like such adventures.
And now we return to Zach.
The one who was playing billiards in the arcade, and to avoid feeling bored, he considered himself more than one person, each with a different personality. And they play together, and when he finishes, he returns home. There, he puts on women's clothes and turns on the television, and the announcer was speaking strangely as if he was talking only to Zach, to the point of saying, "Try all the research and technology related to our current situation and maintain the balance of power present in this world." Zach throws fire at the television and says, "They are trying to destroy us." Then he breaks the outer cover of the television and takes the tablet. He plays music and goes out to the balcony of the house, talking to the statues in the garden, saying, "I abandoned my scientific projects and I knew they would be used for evil purposes." So we know that he was involved in the experiment that made people disappear, so he started talking, and he was taking on the role of the former German president, saying, "It's not fair for me to become the silent president of the planet." Suddenly, the electricity goes out in the whole city. In another scene, we see Zach